There may be times when you want to print out a report, but instead of printing it out of Main Street, you want to output it to another file type so you can work with it in another program, or you can send it as an attachment on an email. So you may want to export it to an Excel file, or if you want to send it as an attachment on an email, make it into a PDF file. And you can do that with any report in your Main Street software. Now with the hosted version of the software, since the software is not actually on your computer, when you create this file, you're going to need to export it to your computer. Now, sometimes it can be a little difficult to figure out where to put that file. So before you actually do it for the first time, I would recommend that we create a file that we can put on your desktop and be able to find that file very easily. So in order to create a folder or file to put the exports into, what I would recommend, and this is going to be possibly a little different on your computer depending on what version of Windows you're running. You're going to want to go to your Start button, and then you want to go to Computer, or it might say My Computer, and then open it up. Now over here on the right are all our different drives. So we want it on the C drive normally. So we're just going to double click the C drive. And you've got a list of a bunch of folders here. We're going to make a new folder. So if you just go to File and choose New and then Folder. And then down at the bottom there you can see where it says New Folder and it's highlighted. So I can go ahead and just type in a new name. And I just name it Main Street Documents. And then hit Enter. And now that folder is on our C drive, but it's easier if it's just on the desktop. So I'm going to right mouse click on it, and then I'm going to choose Send To, and then I'm going to pick Desktop. And so now if I go to my desktop, right over here I've got a folder for Main Street Documents. Alright, so now I'm ready to actually save my document to a file. So I'm going to first go ahead and pick the report that I want to print. So we'll go ahead and we're going to do the invoice report. I'll go ahead and put in my date range and make all the selections of what I want on this particular report. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go to the Report To tab. So now instead of picking Printer or Screen, I want to pick File. So I'm going to choose File. And then over to the right here, I'm going to click on this button. And that's going to give me my export options. So on the left are a list of all the different file types I can save this document as. So I want it in Excel. So I want to pick the Excel data only. Now there is another Excel down here, but it's a different format. It basically makes it look like the report, how it prints out of Main Street instead of just putting all the data into the different columns and rows. So if you want to manipulate the data in Excel, you're going to want to choose Excel data only, or you could also do CSV delimited. And then PDF would be the type of file where it basically makes a copy of how it prints out, and you could send that in an email file. Over to the right, we have the file name. So if you want to change the name of that file, you just highlight that and change it. And then we need to click on the button just to the right of the file name. Now this gives us our Save As box, and this will be where the document is saved to. Now normally you might want to just leave it where it says My Documents, thinking that it's going to go into your document folder on your computer. However, since it's a hosted software, that My Documents is on our server, not on your computer. So we need to find that folder that we created a little bit ago. So we're going to click on the down arrow. And now we need to find where it says C on, and then my computer is called Mike-Win7, so I'm going to pick that. Now it's going to take just a minute here for it to show me a list of all the folders that I have on my C drive. And once it does that, I'm going to look for the Main Street Documents folder that I created and select that. So now we have our list of folders here. So I'm going to scroll over, and there's the Main Street Documents folder. Now I can either double click on it or just choose the Open button here. And now it's blank because I don't have any Excel files saved in this folder yet. Again, in the file name, I could change that if I want to, but we're going to just leave it as Invoice Report, and I'm just going to choose Save. And now that basically saves the path of where we want this file to go. Now we're back to our original export options window. We're going to leave everything as it is there and choose OK. And now we'll be back to our invoice ready to print and choose OK. And now, I don't know if you saw that up in the right corner, it exported the file. So now all we need to do is go back to our desktop, go to our Main Street Documents folder, double click it, and here on the right is our invoice report. Now you do need to have Excel or some sort of spreadsheet software on your computer in order to be able to open this. And so if we go ahead and double click on that, it's going to open up our file. And now that that folder is there, any other time that we want to export a file, we'll just put it into that same place. Now that'll just be on this particular computer, so if you want to be able to export a file from another computer, you'll need to walk through those same steps as far as setting up a folder to put the file into. Now you can use a folder that already exists on your computer. You don't have to create that folder, but it just seems to make it a little bit easier if you name it something that you know what you're looking for, and then also make sure to put a icon on your desktop for it so it's real easy to find.